All right, and we're live. Welcome, everyone. My name is Regina Schoenberger, Community Educator at Princeton Integrative Health, and welcome to the Healthy Aging Series Month with Dr. Vin. September is Healthy Aging Month, and today's focus will be brain health. Brain health is a critical piece of your overall health. It underlies your ability to communicate, make decisions, problem solve, and live a productive and useful life. Because the brain controls so much of daily function, it's arguably one of the most important, valuable organs in the human body. Thank you for joining Dr. Vinny and I. And Dr. Vinny, if you could share some information about the important disease Alzheimer's and share some statistics with us.
Sure. Yesterday, Regina, was World Alzheimer's Day. So I, wanted to make a nod to that, raise awareness of this devastating disease. And so right now in this country, there are 6 million people who are suffering from Alzheimer's, and probably at least double that number who have conditions that are predisposing them to Alzheimer's. By 2050, 14 million Americans are predicted to be alive with Alzheimer's disease at that point, unless we do something to halt that progression. The pharmaceutical companies are looking for the silver bullet, the perfect thing that's going to stop this. But thus far, for decades, they've been unsuccessful. There have been, about 240 something drugs that they've tried, and there are about 2 or 3 drugs on the market that minimally improve symptoms but don't really slow down the progression of the disease. So that's not what what we are looking for. We want to actually help people find the disease early, or even better, find it, do things to prevent it from happening altogether. Prevention, just like people get a colonoscopy to prevent colon cancer, get this, or a pap screen to prevent cervical cancer, get a cognoscopy to prevent cognitive decline.
Absolutely. So would you say, is Alzheimer's optional? Is there a message of hope for people?
Yes, I would say that at this stage of the game, especially for people who are not symptomatic at all, but might be at risk, family history, things like diabetes or smoking, the traditional risk factors that are identified. For those people, if they have an evaluation and address those risk factors, Alzheimer's becomes an optional disease, a totally preventable disease with what we know now.
Gotcha. This is also very interesting. And for those of us that are unfamiliar with a cognoscopy, what exactly does that entail? And, what age group would you get a cognoscopy?
So it's recommended, just like a colonoscopy is recommended, it used to be 50. Now they've pushed that down to 45 for people, because there's some folks in that age group. Actually, interestingly, cognoscopy is also recommended at the age of 45. That's for most people before symptoms ever start, and you can through some simple blood tests, through a cognitive screening exam, simple cognitive screening exam. And for some people, if they're at really high risk or they're having symptoms, might have an MRI looking at the brain. But it's just those, 2 or 3 simple tests. It's not anything painful. It's not anything too time consuming. And then we can get from there, we could see what people's risk factors are, and then make a plan to address those risk factors.
Gotcha. And just to reiterate, so up until now, Alzheimer's treatment has been pretty ineffective because everything has been geared towards late intervention versus prevention. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, what usually happens, people go to they start noticing, or family members start noticing that, they're forgetting things, they maybe go out and can't find their way home, and they start talking to the doctor about it at that point. Usually that's pretty late, that's a later stage of Alzheimer's disease. And the other, and there really aren't any effective medications for any stage.
Yeah.
So, what we are talking about is not based on pharmaceuticals. It is based on a unique, individualized approach to changing lifestyle based on the risk factors that each person has. If somebody is diabetic or pre-diabetic, it's looking to improve that and even reverse pre-diabetes and diabetes so that their, brains can function better. Because if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, you can't get the glucose into the brain for the brain to function properly. So you have to do things that get around that. If people have thyroid hormone deficiency, addressing that. For some people, it's reproductive hormone deficiencies. So looking to see where things are. Vitamin D deficiency is rampant and plays a role in that. Most people don't realize the importance of vitamin D. They think it's just for bone health. Vitamin D is important for bone health, it's important for heart health, and it's important for brain health. And also there's evidence out there that it helps prevent, getting viruses, including the coronavirus. It's not a 100% thing, but certainly makes us more resistant. And if people get coronavirus, makes people less likely to have a severe case. So, that's just an aside. That was for people just to know that. But really what we're talking about here today is brain health, and it's also very important for brain health.
Very interesting. So you heard it from Dr. Vin, folks, using the cognoscopy as a tool for prevention and early treatment. Just as pap smears and mammography and chest x-rays have been used as highly effective protocols in catching early cancers, the cognoscopy can be used in the Alzheimer's field. And Dr. Vinny, can you talk a little bit about Dr. Dale Bredesen and his
Sure.
and how he inspires your work?
Yeah. Let me, before I talk about him, I guess I just wanted to say something else, because a lot of this is not accepted at this point by the conventional neurologists and physicians, but this is a terminal disease, and unless you do something to change that, which is, as I said, based on your assessment on the cognoscopy, you're not going to do anything about that. So you have to find somebody who knows how to work with this. And, Dale Bredesen, who's been an Alzheimer's researcher for over 30 years now, he's the one who developed this program. And he, at this point, has had a case series of 200 people. And, most of those people improved. Some of them, the most dramatic improvements, and obviously this doesn't happen to everybody, were with people who had to stop working because they were diagnosed with Alzheimer's dementia. But by following the program strictly, by doing everything that needed to be done, their cognitive decline reversed, and those people were able to go back to work. Again, may not happen with everyone, but everyone usually showed at least some improvements. And if we could, even if you have improvements that keeps people out of an assisted living or nursing home for a few months, usually the cost of a program like this pays for itself, as well as the, peace of mind that can come with that. And if you can get people and just totally reverse this, prevent it from happening, that can literally be life-changing for people. Imagine that you are prone to a terminal disease, but by doing something, you can prevent that. Well, that's really what this is about. And Dale Bredesen, he has this. But if people want to read, he's published 3 books now. First one was The End of Alzheimer's. Second one, The End of Alzheimer's Program. I believe he just published another book. I think it's still an End of Alzheimer's Program, but I don't remember the exact name yet. So you'll get a lot of information. And somebody who read it said they were surprised what a great storyteller he is. He has a good sense of humor, and and you'll see in those books, this is a message of hope. I think a lot of people are afraid to find out if they are at risk for Alzheimer's because then they figure they'll just be worrying and anxious. But if you find out that you're at risk, there is now hope.
Absolutely.
Not only hope, but there's at least there's many doctors across the country doing this now, and they are demonstrating that this can be this Alzheimer's can be prevented. You can make Alzheimer's optional in your life if you choose to do that.
It's absolutely amazing. So I can also link those books in the caption for people that would like to.
That'd be great.
To read amazing work by Dr. Dale Bredesen. And Dr. Vinny, was there additional information that you would like to add before I check the comments to see if anyone has any questions?
No, just that, if people want any additional information, we do, the free discovery call, so they are welcome to call into the office to, get a discovery call scheduled or check out our website for further information. So,
yeah, like Dr. Leonti said, if you are curious and interested in learning more, if you or your family is at risk for Alzheimer's disease or dementia, call Princeton Integrative Health so you can learn more about our services and about a cognoscopy, which, like Dr. Vinny said, is not readily available in the conventional world. So,
and another website that they can check out is Apollo Health, their website. Which has a lot of resources. That's Dr. Dale Bredesen's company that he has started to help people, to help even practitioners. He's created a consortium of practitioners across the country, of which I am one. Dr. Chip Whitney over in Washington Crossing is one, who are certified to work with people in the essentially what's called the RECODE for Reversing Cognitive Decline program. Mm-hmm. So, we are happy to help people and answer questions about that. Could you also link them to the Apollo Health website so people can check that out also?
Yes, absolutely. I will provide those links in the description. I didn't see any questions in the comments, but I'll make sure to update the description. And this concludes the brain health portion of the Healthy Aging Awareness Month. Stay tuned for our next portion. And thank you so much, Dr. Vinny, for all you do and all the information that you provide us.
Gina, thank you so much. And, as I said, I hope this motivates even one person to take action, because taking action is what's going to change the course of this disease and each person's life. So, I'm excited for people to take action on this.
Yes. Dr. Vinny and PIH, we just want to emphasize that Alzheimer's is optional and there is a message of hope.
Yep.
All right.
My mantra for the day: Alzheimer's is optional.
It's optional. Roger that.
Okay. Thanks, Regina.
Thanks, Dr. Vinny. Bye.
Bye.